What up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Speak On It. Um, y'all know what it is. Your host, Dom Biv. Ready to get that thing popping. Um, I like this season because it's like it's a lot of stuff going on. You know what I mean? You got basketball, college. You got the tourneys about to start. You got the free agency and NFL about to start. I mean, All Star break, so that we about to ratchet up for the playoffs. And basketball, spring training, baseball about to start. Hockey about to kick off. I mean, kicking off. So, I mean, it's just jam packed with a lot of stuff. If you're a sports head, so I love it. But make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel before we get started. If you like what we're doing, make sure you tell a friend. Follow us on our Facebook. Our link tree is in the bio. Um, so we got a lot of stuff going on, man. A lot of stuff we talking about. I know what it is. We kick it off with baseball. Um, DH, universal DH, not I guess for the foreseeable future, they aren't going to do the universal DH. But a Bible scripture came to my mind right when you said it, and the scripture said, man, the traditions of man is making the word of God null and void, right? And basically, null and void means there is no progress. It's empty. So the traditions of man is making baseball null and void, like empty. Like people may watch, if you're a baseball head, stuff like that, but even it's no progression. There's no progression in the sport. Like they teased us a little bit last year when they allowed the 8 teams to get in. Teased us a little bit last year when they opened it up for the DH to come to the National League, and then they take all that stuff right back. When it was a good product, it was a good product. Yeah, I mean, so to tease us with it and say, hey, we're gonna roll this out and see how this thing works. It worked well. It actually was a really good product. But baseball is so stuck in their ways. They don't want to get away from the traditions. They don't want to get away from the things that they think built baseball. Listen, eh, and one in this society, the world that we live in, one thing that's evident is change. If you either change or you get left behind. Baseball was America's pastime, right? Was America's pastime. I legit probably think baseball is the third best sport, the third most watched sport. Um, and I'm gonna tell you right now, the ratings show that hockey is catching it.
And summer isn't going to be too much further behind. Let's be honest with ourselves. Baseball, again, just continues to show that they are not about moving forward. And you go with the whole tradition of I don't like a guy, he said something or did something on the field, and I can hit him with a 90-mile per hour fastball. And that's still acceptable today. And now here we are with the DH. To me, this is almost the equivalent of a quarterback every every other game. He's got to go. He's got to go and play linebacker for a couple series. Like why? Like why does a pitcher need to hit? That's not his job. His job is to strike guys out or get guys to hit ground balls to get out, hit fly balls to get out. His job is to get guys out. His job is not to hit the ball. And majority of the time, let's be honest, especially later in the season, majority of the time they just going up there to bunt. They going up there to bunt, move a guy over. It takes strategy. To me, it takes the strategy out because majority of the time you get up there, it's like, whew, it's the pitcher, it's the opposing pitcher. I should be able to get this guy out. It's almost like almost a guaranteed out every time. You put in a universal DH, and now you're giving guys who maybe be platooned into the outfield. Now he can play every day versus having to play every 3 or 4 days, giving guys rest. Or a utility guy, he's gonna play. He can play anywhere in the field. Now he can play every day being a DH. I just think it's giving guys opportunities to showcase their talent, and it's taking away an unnecessary, evil of baseball, which is having pitchers hit at that level. Majority of them. Think about it. If I played in the American League with a DH for the first 11 years of my career, I probably haven't swung a bat against live pitching, true live pitching, since college. That's a long time. And now I go over to the National League and I got a hit every time I go out there to pitch. I got a hit. I just think it's unnecessary, and it's just at this point, baseball again just dropping the ball on it.
You said one of the things I was thinking, like you cut half of the teams out, right? Because if, like you said, American League, I got the DH. If I'm a hitter, Marcelo Zuna, you know what I mean? Nelson, like the boy from the Twins.
JD Martinez.
JD Martinez, like if I am a hitter and now I'm a free agent, all I've been doing all my whole career is hitting, playing DH. Now it limits my team that I'm gonna go sign with. It limits it limits the teams that's gonna look at me. Let's be real. It limits the teams that's gonna look at me because they're gonna say, well, you know what? Right, all he do is hit.
Yeah, he doesn't. He is not an asset in the field. David Ortiz was a liability in the field. That's why he stayed in Boston, because Boston was going to continue to pay him just to show up and hit a baseball. Not a lot of teams were going to do that. A lot of teams are probably going to be like, all right, every now and again, you're going to go out, you're going to play in that field. And then if he went to the National League, he had no other choice but to play in the field if he wanted to play every day. Baseball, get it together, man. Get rid of the pitchers hitting, man. Give us the universal DH.
It makes no sense.
For your product.
Pitchers pitch. Hitters hit. Like, it makes no sense. And again, it waters down the product of baseball. It just waters down the game. It slows the game down. Like you said, the American League always gonna have the advantage because it got the DH in there. The National League, if I got my pitchers got to hit, my pitchers got to go up there and hit. Like you said, it just is. You will always have the advantage over that, which is dumb. So, yep. That's my baseball take. Let's jump into something else. Let's talk football real quick. Let's talk football. Draft coming up in April. We got the quarterbacks. We know the 5 quarterbacks that's out there. We know the quarterback needy team. Who you think, or what team or teams do you think need to make a move to jump up to get their guy, to get a quarterback?
One team jumped out to me immediately. And to me, it's not about a necessity right now, I guess, because the other guy's under contract. But the Vikings. I'm looking at them. I'm like, man, do you need to go hit? Would it? I'm not sure if the Vikings. They need a lot. Don't get it twisted. They could. Well, I don't say they need a lot. They could use some upgrades in some different places. I think their secondary was young last year. I think they'll be better going into next season. But I do believe you are going to need another quarterback sooner than later. So if you can move up from 14, if you can move up and get a guy, or if you think that maybe a guy slipped back to you, but if you think one of those guys are worth moving up, I say Minnesota definitely should be a team that should consider moving up.
That's interesting. That's an interesting move. I do think that Minnesota, it'd be a good look for Minnesota to get a quarterback of the future. We know Kirk Cousins isn't. I'm not gonna say he's not a franchise quarterback. I think that Kirk Cousins he's won some games, right? He's won a playoff game. He's thrown for a lot of yards. So I'm not gonna say that he's not a franchise quarterback, but I look at him as a Derek Carr, and I think Derek Carr is a better quarterback than him, but I think he's in that type of class. You know what I mean, like,
he's definitely a starter, but he's not gonna go out and win your Super Bowl. I don't.
Right. That's why I look. That's what I'm saying. I don't think you just go out there, put it on his shoulders. I think all the pieces need to be around Derek Carr, and Kirk Cousins to go out there and just be one of the guys. That's what I think that Kirk Cousins is. He's one of the guys. Um, one of the team I think that, or the teams, yeah, I mean, I think that need to jump up. One that definitely stands out, New England. I don't think they will, um, but I think that they need to go up and get their guy because I don't think the experiment of having Cam run it back again, um, Jared Stidham is not the guy, and I don't think that Mac Jones will fall to them at 15. I just don't. I think that there's a lot of quarterback needed teams, and I think that teams will go out and go get their guy. If you want to get your guy, you got to be aggressive. We've seen what happened, and I think New England has firsthand experience. What happens when you don't get your guy, like, or when you shortchange your guy? Like, we can bring somebody in. No, your guy just won the Super Bowl because you didn't appreciate your guy. You gotta go get your guy. You gotta go get your guy. You gotta get the guy. If you love a guy, you like a guy, you gotta go get him. And I don't think Mac Jones will fall to him at 15. Now, if they like somebody else or they fall in love with somebody else, maybe a Kyle Trask or something like that, okay. But if Mac is your guy, you're gonna have to go get
Agreed.
him.
The only question with New England is Bill Belichick wanting to go that route as far as a rookie quarterback?
I don't think so. But
I don't think so either. You know what I mean?
But
But
that's why I said them because it's not. It's
and
not
I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you all the way, especially once I seen something about Stefan possibly being a trade update. So I was like, are they shopping Stefan to move up? Wouldn't be a bad idea. Wouldn't be a bad idea at all. But they definitely could use, I think, a younger quarterback. I think you need to build another guy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to bring in another guy and try to mold him into being what you want. You need to bring in a guy and build him up from scratch. That's how Bill is going to get back to the level where he was at as far as competing for championships, because they might be the third best team in that division now.
Listen, I was just going to say this to you. When I look at that division, I think that they could be the fourth best team. I know they're going to have the fourth best quarterback if they don't go get their guy. Because when I look at it, Josh Allen 24, 25, he ain't going nowhere. He's the face of that. He's the face of that division right now. Tua, maybe they got question marks with him or whatever, but I like what I see out of Tua in the Dolphins. So, other guy, the Jets, whoever they get, if it's Kyle Wilson or if they build around Sam Darnold, maybe you can't keep rolling out like the guy that y'all had. He was the face of that franchise for 20 years. Know when y'all got him? Know when y'all started him? Second season or first or second season, and he was the guy for the next 20 years, 19 years. Josh Allen is looking like that. You have to go get your guy. You can't just bring these stopgap guys in there.
Yeah, because their culture in their locker room is different. So bringing a guy that's used to other ways, and you're going to ask him to come in and play that position, is going to be real difficult because he's used to how things operate and work in other organizations. Where if you get a rookie, you can build and mold him exactly the way you want to. So for me, I would say New England definitely should move up, in my opinion. They should definitely move up. I was thinking about them, and I thought about another team, but only because I'm not sure if they're sold on their quarterback. And that was the Raiders at 17.
Who?
The Raiders.
Oh yeah.
And that was it's only because not Ravens, the Raiders, the Las Vegas team. But I'm not sure if they're sold on their guy. And that's the only reason I even thought about them, because I'm not sure they're sold on Derek Carr. Me personally, I think he's fine. I think if you continue to build the rest of the roster up, you go get him another weapon on the outside. You probably have arguably the second or third best tight end. in the game. I said arguably. Don't nobody jump on me. I said arguably, but you go get the right pieces around Derek Carr. I think he'll be fine. Like he was balling with Crab. Who he had? Crabtree and Cooper.
Crabtree. Listen, this year we're gonna talk about this
And then
year.
this year, like a couple of slip ups, and they avoided those. They would have been in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm personally on the Derek Carr is good enough to get you where you need to be if you build around him, but they may not be sold. So
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Derek Carr is a good quarterback. I want to say this. I think that if the opportunity to get a better quarterback comes available, they'll definitely move Derek Carr. I also think it wasn't Derek Carr's fault that they lost games either. Derek Carr was
yeah, I don't blame him.
yeah, I mean, so the defense. So, but I do believe that Derek Carr, if there's a chance to upgrade that position, Derek Carr is a good quarterback. But if they think that they can find um, the next Patrick Mahomes, the next Deshaun Watson at that quarterback, they'll definitely do that. So I definitely agree with you on that. Um, hold on real quick before I move on from that. If anybody want to argue my guy for saying Darren Waller is the second or third best tight end in the league, tell me somebody that's better. You got the first two up top. I get it, Travis and Greg. But I mean George. But I'm gonna tell you this: if you put Darren Waller's numbers over the past two seasons up against George's, got a little argument.
Darren Waller is a monster, an absolute monster. And I'm not knocking anybody else, but what he's able to do, and I'm gonna be honest with you, his athletic ability, his speed, hands. Kyle Pitts is who that reminds. Kyle Pitts is that's who I see. I see Darren Waller. When I see Kyle Pitts, that's who I see. I see Darren Waller. Like
big,
just big. They look like their receivers playing tight end, man.
And the crazy thing is Darren Waller was a receiver.
You know what I mean?
Y'all changed it to a tight end. Took my man career to another level. The crazy thing is he lines up the same way. He plays X, Y, he plays outside, he plays slot. They move him all over the field. Darren Waller, they move him all over the field. He's a matchup problem. You can't put a linebacker on him. You can't put a corner on him. You can't put a safety on him. You can't do nothing with him. So listen, Eagles, get my guy. Get my guy. Get my guy, Kyle Pitts. Anyway, I'm gonna give you this, right? A team that I think that should jump up, Panthers. Panthers cannot sit. They can't sit. They have to go get their guy. And again, I know they got Teddy. Teddy maybe could be a bridge, but they gotta go. They gotta go get it. They gotta go get him because I think that there will be teams that jump up to go get jump up with the Dolphins. There will be teams that try to jump up with the Eagles. There are going to be teams that jump up ahead of them to go get a quarterback. So, and the crazy thing is, I'm gonna tell you why they have to go because they've made it known. They've made it known that they're gonna go get a quarterback. They've been all in on Deshaun Watson. They've made it known Teddy's not their guy.
Yeah,
they have to go get a quarterback.
I was saying the same thing because I was like, man, if they're willing to move Christian for Deshaun, they really want a quarterback because you're willing to give up your entire offense for a quarterback because let's be honest, Christian McCaffrey is your entire offense. So you're willing to give up your entire offense for a quarterback. You're definitely willing to move up, and I think they're like 8th.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure if any of those guys that everybody feel as though is ready right now and they're going to make an impact right now. I'm not sure if any of those guys are going to be available at 8 because of the questions of the guys ahead of them. Like, are the Jets going to take a quarterback or are they going to trade for Deshaun? You know, Houston.
Bless their heart.
I don't know what I really don't know what to say to them because I'm like, you're sitting at 3. You're sitting at 3, but your quarterback wants out. and you don't seem to be wanting to move him. So what are you gonna do with that third pick?
Actually, they don't got the third pick. It's the Dolphins pick. They
Oh yeah,
say.
that's right. That doesn't even matter. My bad.
Yeah. So yeah, they could get in the top 3 by moving the guy that doesn't want to be
Yeah,
there.
very true.
Get your pick back. This is what I said. You can get your pick back and possibly get the quarterback of the future from either one of those teams that want to trade for you. Because if I'm them, I would say this. This is what I need. If you want Deshaun, I need the number 2 or the number 3 pick. I need one of those picks. But I also need your young friend, your young quarterback in that package. So I need Sam Darnold coming back, or I need Tua coming back with me. That way, I don't gotta get a quarterback in the draft.
No. And I can address other needs.
And I can address other needs.
Yeah.
Maybe like
Texans get this stuff together, man.
maybe like righting another wrong that y'all did with trading DeAndre Hopkins. But yeah, the Panthers.
They're super weird. They're super weird.
Yeah, they.
But the Panthers definitely have shown us that they're in the market for a quarterback.
Yeah, willing, super willing. I give you another one. Then I move on. Right. I think quarterback. I think it's either need to get a quarterback or might move up or might need to move up. 49. I know all the talk with Jimmy. I know they say they love Jimmy, stuff like that. But I think Jimmy is again. We seen Jimmy in the Super Bowl, but was it really Jimmy? Jimmy was one of the guys, right? He was one of the guys. He Kyle Shanahan's offense and Mike Robert Saleh's defense is what put them there. Let's be real. If they can get a guy that they think can be that game changer, they gotta go get him. But I don't think they can get up that far enough to get him.
I don't know. I don't know if they. I don't know. Like I'd cut Jimmy if I can't move personally.
Sorry, Demond.
I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. His backup looked better than him last year. Sorry, I know it was just 1 year, and I don't. Carson Wentz. I went through the same thing. Like it was just 1 year, but at least Carson had, he's got a lot of evidence that he was pretty good at some point. Jimmy, we just had that little window where he was undefeated, he was looking good and everything, and then all of a sudden he looks average at best. My question is Bill still sold on him?
I hear a lot of people say he still is.
If he's still sold on him, San Francisco, that's the number you need to be calling. And for Bill, if he's still sold on him, that's the perfect situation. Jimmy knows the ways, he knows the locker room, he knows how things are supposed to be ran in New England. That's the perfect scenario for both teams. So if 49ers, if you're not sold on Jimmy, I'm not gonna put him in a quarterback competition. I'm gonna move him or cut him and just be done with it if I'm not sold on. But if I'm sold on him, let him stick around and you watch the playoffs again.
Right, I'm with you. I am with you. Let's draft not draft. All-star picks. The Jazz got picked last. I also want to talk to you about something that just happened. I guess yesterday. Speaking of the Jazz, Mike Conley got in as the third Jazz, replacing Devin Booker. I don't know my thoughts on it. I do know my thoughts. I'm not gonna lie to you. But the Jazz got 3 stars, and both their stars got picked last. Rudy Gobert picked last. I definitely understand it. The All-Star game. He plays defense. He's a center who plays defense. I don't know what else Rudy Gobert is going to bring to an All-Star game. I mean, rebounds like a shot. I don't know. Going to take threes. I don't know. I don't know what Rudy Gobert is going to do in an All-Star game. I don't know. Donovan Mitchell though, getting picked last or getting picked second to last. in the All-Star game, that's different. Um, he's explosive. He's an explosive player. Like he is what you want in the All-Star game. Flashy, explosive. He gonna play tough. I think maybe, man. Like, but there's some truth to what LeBron's saying. Like, maybe it's some shot. Maybe it's a shot at them. Y'all the best team in the league right now. Y'all got the best record in the league right now. Y'all also in the Western Conference. We ain't gonna show y'all no respect. We ain't gonna show y'all no love. But what? We'll show you love and respect for it. You young.
It was weird. It was weird for me. Just a Donovan Mitchell. I'm with you with the Rudy Gobert thing. I didn't expect him to go high, but Donovan Mitchell was a little shocking. To be completely honest with you, I was like, really? Like some of these other guys. I'm not saying that he's definitively better than them. You know what I mean? But man, the year that he's having, and that team being the best team as far as record is concerned, they're the best team in the NBA. I was expecting him to go much higher than he was, but I kind of feel where LeBron comes. Like Utah is one of those places like out of sight, out of mind. Like you don't really think about it. Like you know the players on there, but you don't. It's Utah. Like Stockton, Malone. You know, yeah, they were good. But yeah, they're Utah. It's the Utah Jazz. Like you don't really care. Nobody really cares about Utah unless you're a Utah fan. Like there's hardly ever any talking points to to their season other than when they're winning and you can be like, oh man, they're a really good basketball team. But Donovan Mitchell is a guy that doesn't really fit the norm of the guys that play there. Like they're not really highlight reel, explosive, flashy type guys that's ever really played there. So it's kind of one of those things. It's probably just out of habit. You forget that a really, really, really good player that's athletic and explosive and dynamic that he plays in Utah.
I'll tell you, more and more I say I think about it, the more and more I think it's a disrespect. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just think like, do you not think that Donovan Mitchell's on a superstar level? That's what they think. That do they think? Because Devin Booker went ahead of him, and again, all respect to Devin Booker, um, but Devin Booker team is not the best team in the West. It's not, and he's not having the year that Donovan Mitchell is having. It's not. Donovan Mitchell is actually giving you 24, 5, 5 again. Like, yeah, man. A lot of people like Donovan Mitchell got voted in as a reserve. Like he was an actual All Star. He was a reserve All Star. Devin Booker needed an injury to happen for him to get in. So that's why I was like, they again. Maybe it's LeBron. I don't know why KD didn't pick him. I mean, but KD, I like KD the way KD was picking the teams, but maybe LeBron is like playing mind games. Like we might see y'all, but guess what? I ain't gonna give y'all no respect. I ain't gonna give y'all no love.
Yeah, because again, it's still super weird. If you look, not knocking anything on him, but like Chris Paul was picked before Donovan, Jalen Brown, Demonis Sabonis.
Yep.
You know, like Vucic and Julius Randle before Donovan Mitchell. Like, and I mean, that's just to me, that's just weird. You know what I mean? Regardless of what team he plays for, like you know who's available. So for him to fall all the way there was just like how. But
Yeah.
maybe LeBron is trying to send a message. Maybe KD's trying to send a message just as much because you know if they come out of the East, maybe Utah's waiting on them. I don't know, but all I know is Donovan Mitchell should have been picked way
Before a couple people.
before a lot of those guys that got picked. And, you know, what I mean, I'm a Bulls fan. I'm happy for Zach LaVine, but Donovan Mitchell should have been picked before Zach LaVine. Just being real.
Love Zach, but like you said, Spider, Spider got his team as the number one team in the West, and he
Yeah.
putting up numbers. He's the guy. Zach Levine, like I said, take nothing from Zach, but Spider that dude this year. Let's be real. Let's be real. Yeah, I mean, Mike Conley. Like I said, I got mixed emotions with him getting in. I know a lot of people like he's the best player who's never made All Star right now. Um, I, I guess I can't really get mad because I don't know who I would put in ahead of him. Maybe Jamal Murray ahead of him. Um, but I can't think off the top of my head who I would put ahead of him. Shoot, maybe Jordan Clarkson who's having a better year for that same team. But I do love that he did get the All Star nod. And that's probably why they gave it to him because he's been in the league for so long, consistent model consistency, and he has got it. So maybe that's why they gave it to him. Yeah, the spot. So
My question is because it was replacing Devin Booker, it had to come from the West, right?
yeah,
And I'm not, I understand everybody's like, Mike Conley, he's been in the league for a long time. He deserves to get his first All-Star nod. Yeah, I feel you, but they got two guys.
that's what I was saying. They got
They
two
got they
guys.
got two guys. They're like Utah's not that far above and beyond everybody that they deserve three All Stars.
These are three All Stars.
They're not like 40-1. You know what I mean? Like they're 27-9. Like, and let's be real. If it wasn't for COVID, the Clippers and the Lakers probably would have a better record. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
So for me, and I know I've never been a real big fan of his, but I thought the Spurs deserved.
Oh
You know,
yes.
I thought the
Thank you.
Spurs deserved an All Star nod, and
Definitely did.
I thought DeMar DeRozan. You could pick a couple of guys on that team that could have got an All Star nod, but I thought the Spurs deserved an All Star nod. Especially now you're talking about another guy being injured and it's just going to be a replacement. Yeah, I felt like DeMar DeRozan could have definitely gotten a nod if you were talking about picking somebody from the West.
I ain't even think about DeMar DeRozan, bruh. But they 18 and 14. They are, and I'm gonna keep it real 100 with you. I think I said on the show, I didn't pick the Spurs to make the playoffs.
Me neither.
I didn't pick the Spurs to be this good this year.
Me neither.
They 18 and 14, largely because DeMar DeRozan. That's just be real. I think he giving you 20, 22, 21, something like that a night, and he giving you seven some assists, and he giving you like 7 rebounds a night. DeMar
Yeah,
DeRozan should have been an All-Star.
I thought so too. I thought he should have got the nod over Mike Conley. Like, and I understand the whole. He's been in the league and he should get his first All Star nod. Cool, I understand, but not over the guy that's averaging 25 and 7 on a team that is, in my opinion, overachieving. So, but
Yeah. So what? Hold on, wait 1 minute. Hold on, real quick. I just looked at something real quick, and somebody who should definitely be an All Star. Brandon Ingram. He should have got another Brandon Ingram. Whatever. I mean, maybe they're just looking like, okay, Mike Conley never gonna have another chance.
and I believe that is part of that whole. I think that is just a part of the shot that LeBron took at Utah. Like, oh, really, LeBron? Ooh, we're gonna give them another All
Another
Star.
All Star. Don't let nobody else go. Then have the Jordan Clarkson to be here too. Mike Malone probably picked Mike Malone because I think he's the coach. Not Mike Malone. Dan Snyder. He's the coach of the West. He definitely probably got what's the name in there? Mike Conley. So he probably definitely vouched for his guy. I ain't mad at him. Let's stay basketball. Blake Griffin got his papers. He got his buyout. Reports say that he's going to the Nets. Um, or that's what the rivals say. I think most of the time when they say the reports say, I think that's probably where his destination is going to be. Um, I want to say shout out to Blake Griffin for getting this buyout. You know what I mean? But does he really help the Nets? That's what I was thinking. Does he really help the Nets?
No, not in my opinion. I know that, we've entered this fantasy basketball world. We've entered this franchise mode where you just take off all the trade restrictions and you can build your own, basically just build your own team. That's where we've hit it. People don't care about fit anymore. They just want names. And if we could put enough big names on the floor, we should be able to compete and win. I don't see how Blake Griffin fits in with Brooklyn. You know, I know he shouldn't start. I don't think he should start anywhere personally. I think he needs to be coming off the bench and really have a minutes cap just to make sure he can stay healthy and give you something for the longevity. I don't know where he fits in at Brooklyn. I don't like him in. I don't know. I don't like him in Brooklyn. I feel like they got enough guys that can put the ball in the basket. You're gonna need some guys that can catch and shoot and play defense.
He's a
And
tough guy.
and that's not Blake Griffin. So I don't like that fit. I feel like I'm not sure what that relationship is different. I guess it should be different as under new management with the Clippers. I feel like he could fit there.
I agree.
I definitely feel I definitely feel like he could come in and help Philly.
I agree.
I don't like him. I don't think he fits the Lakers mold because
Me
again, that's not a good fit with LeBron. It's not a good fit. Like he needs guys that can at least step out, catch and shoot. Like to me, Blake Griffin is if he goes to the Lakers, he's just Montrezl Harrell all over again.
I was thinking the same
Like, why
thing.
do I need another Montrezl Harrell? I think one Montrezl Harrell is more than enough.
It's more than enough.
So, like, I don't see, I don't see them being a fit. I think the Lakers are waiting for Cleveland to buy out Andre Drummond.
Hmm.
I think that's where they are going to put all of their chips at is into Andre Drummond and possibly a guard. Because I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I got a feeling Atlanta's going to buy out Rondo.
Hmm.
He barely plays.
I'm glad you brought up Atlanta. I want to talk to you about Atlanta too. I'm gonna write that down real quick.
He barely plays. So I wouldn't be surprised if Rondo is bought out at some point and the Lakers go out and try to get him because they could use another ball handler and another guard.
I'm gonna say I think if Rondo get bought out, he going straight to the Clippers. In my opinion. That's where I think he should go. But I think that's why I think that he's best suited at as that starting point guard. Um, Blake, the Nets need size. They need size. They need a big. They gonna have to contend in a 7 game series with Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons and Dwight Howard and whatever other big that they gonna get because I think they're gonna get another big. So they're gonna have to contend with that. Philly is a different and Philly is not your typical team in today's NBA. They have a legit big. They have a legit 7 footer. They have a legit throwback center.
That's what I say, but he's not just a
A legit throwback. He plays this
he plays
era.
he plays both eras. Like Jokic is more finesse. Like Joel will bang you up and make you come and get it. Like so, yeah, Brooklyn wants to get past Philly. They're gonna need a probably I don't know a JaVale McGee type guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If they can get Drumming, get him. I don't think I personally don't think that they're gonna be able to to get Andre Drummond. I'm still sure that the Lakers are getting ready to go all in
Oh, man, get
on
Drummond.
Andre Drummond.
Which they need to. I think they need to.
I think Brooklyn's getting ready to try to go get Blake Griffin.
I think they are, but again, I don't. I just don't see the fit and the
I
need
don't
there.
like.
Because even when I'm looking at their lineup, we have, let's like say they move Blake to the start. So now what do you do? Does he play the five? Does he play the five? That makes DeAndre Jordan come off the bench. That puts KD back at power, which is cool. Joe Harris. So they have a start five of Blake, KD, Joe Harris, James, and Kyrie. And now they have a bench of Jeff Green, who comes off the bench, DeAndre Jordan. Okay, I mean, yeah. Bruce Brown. So, I mean, maybe, but even then, that still doesn't solve that. If Joel Embiid sees Blake Griffin guarding him,
50.
so like if Giannis sees Blake Griffin guarding him,
55.
so like that does not solve your problem in Brooklyn. It just doesn't solve it. I mean, it just gives you another big name body, but it doesn't solve the problem that you'll have contending with Joel Embiid and Giannis Antetokounmpo. It just doesn't.
And Blake, you don't need to be going anywhere that's not a championship contending team at this point. Like right now, they need to be one of the 4 to 5 teams that have a legitimate shot at winning an NBA championship. Otherwise, you should have just stayed in Detroit.
Detroit got your money. You know what I mean?
Don't get a buyout and then go to the Hawks.
The Hawks don't need another big. They'll need.
You know what I'm saying?
And probably they got.
They go to the Kings. Don't do what JJ Watt just did. JJ Watt became a free agent and went to the Cardinals. Like, I thought you said you wanted to win, dude. Like, that's not. You went to the one team that can't make the playoffs out of that division. Come on, brother.
He's disrespecting my Cardinals, man. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that on another show. But hey, I'm with you, Blake Griffin. Yeah, I think there are other teams I think that benefit Blake Griffin, and they can use his services. I think that the Clippers is a good organization. I know they got Nicholas Batum playing at the power forward, but I'm gonna tell you this. Blake Griffin show up, he can do the exact same things Nicholas Batum do. And if they can get any little bit of the athleticism that Blake Griffin, because listen, I looked at him 2 years ago. 2 years ago, Blake Griffin, fully healthy, giving you 25, 9, and 5. Blake Griffin needs health.
It was a sign. It was a sign when I had seen a stat where it was like 18 games in, and they was like Blake Griffin hasn't he hadn't had a dunk. I was like, huh? He hasn't dunked all year, like Blake Griffin. This is mind-boggling.
Blake out here doing layups. We don't want to lay up Blake.
He out here using the glass and everything. He ain't even finger.
We don't want to lay up Blake.
But I think he has adjusted his game to stay healthy.
I agree.
And for that, Blake, man, I think that was the smartest move you could have made, man. Make sure
I think he still got skill set, man. Outside his dunks, he has a great skill set.
To me, his problem has always been health. Because when you need him the most, he can't stay healthy, man. Yep. By the time March and April came around, Blake was starting to break down.
Yep.
The numbers was the numbers. You can't argue the numbers. And then he was continuing to evolve his game. He was stepping out further and further from the basket and knocking down shots consistently. The game was there. It was just the health.
Yeah, just
stay healthy. I think
find a healthy Blake,
he'll be fine.
It'd be good. I
keep forgetting. Boogie is still out there too.
Oh yeah. But listen, somebody need Boogie. Whoever get Boogie, man, they're gonna say Boogie don't play defense. So you legit gonna need Boogie to be a body. But I'm with you. I think somebody will scoop up Boogie. I'm gonna tell you right now, from the Sixers, I love Dwight Howard. I love what Dwight Howard brings. But if I can get Boogie, who is not saying a mirror image of Joel Embiid, but he can step out, shoot threes just like Joel Embiid when Joel Embiid goes to the bench. And just to have another big body on there. Even from the Clippers, you can throw him in there. I know the Lakers probably can get him, but I think Boogie is more. I think Boogie fits the the Nets better than Blake Griffin does.
Yes. I'm with you on that.
Let's stick with basketball real quick. We got the All Star game coming up. We got the slam dunk contest coming up. I asked, figured out. Let's see, pick the best dunkers, the 5 best dunkers we've ever seen. And I'm gonna go first. The loppers, a dude who don't get his credit. I'm gonna give you 2 of them in this era. Well, from another era. One of them is Desmond Mason. Desmond Mason. Seattle Supersonics, Desmond Mason. He was a problem as a dunker. He was a beast as a dunker. I think he won the slam dunk contest. He won one against another guy who's gonna be on my list against Jason Richardson. Desmond Mason was a problem as a dunker, bro. Desmond Mason is my number 5.
I didn't go dunk contest.
Okay. Oh, you went dunker.
I went in-game
dunker.
I like traffic. I like bodies. And I'm going to start off with a guy we was just talking about, man. That's Blake.
Whew.
Blake Griffin, his nickname should have been the body snatcher because he was always catching bodies. I still think Kendrick Perkins ain't in the league because of what he did to him. That was the beginning of the end of Kendrick Perkins, man. Blake was just different, man.
He was a different beast.
And he wasn't a good competition dunker. I wasn't impressed with his dunk contest. I know he won, but I wasn't impressed. I was like, man, he's better in game. And because his in game is just be absolutely insane. So I got Blake.
Yeah, Blake was a monster, bro. Like you said, Blake would catch a body in a minute. Especially like when Chris Paul was with him. Catch a body in a minute.
Body.
So yeah, I like Blake. Again, Jason Richardson. His creativity, his bounce. I remember the first time I seen in the slam dunk contest, he was the first one I seen that put it behind his legs and dunked it backwards. Like most people come, put it between their legs, forward, dunk it forward. He caught that joint behind his legs, backwards. I said, Jason Richardson was different. So Jason Richardson was a guy. Is a guy on the list.
I'm a Michigan basketball fan, always been. But I love Tom Izzo in Michigan State, even though I'm a Michigan fan. I know it's weird. So I remember watching him at Michigan State, man. And he was catching bodies in college. A lot of times you can see guys that are athleticism and be like, man, he's going to be crazy dunker at the next level. But he was already showing it at that level. And I was like, yo. And he was more of a 2-foot jumper, which is almost, it takes you a little longer to get up because you're gathering yourself off the 2 foot versus just exploding off the 1. But it didn't matter, man. He had dumb bunnies. And he would catch bodies too. And I'm with you, Jason Richardson. That dude was different. Another guy that I thought about again, I'm talking about in-game dunker. Steve Francis is one of my favorites. Steve Francis is one of my favorites. Dude could just, and it didn't look like, it always looked like he wasn't going to get there. I'm like, man, is he going to make it over the rim? And the next thing you know, he's just stuffing it down, man. Like, franchise was different. You know, it didn't matter. When he went from Houston to Orlando, he was still catching bodies. Steve Francis is one of my favorite dunkers, man.
You know what's crazy about Steve Francis? What makes his dunks even more impressive? He couldn't palm the ball.
Yeah, like it's
He
always in the palm of his arm.
Like he was catching bodies and he couldn't control the ball. Like he couldn't palm it. Steve Francis, boy, listen for all you uh what millennials who don't know nothing about Steve Francis.
YouTube,
Go YouTube Steve Francis. He
YouTube,
was a problem. I'm gonna give you somebody else. He's not on my list, but I thought about when you were talking about in-game dunkers, right? Who used to catch bodies. Baron Davis. I don't know if you got him on the list, but Baron Davis used to catch bodies
yes,
as
yeah,
a young guard, man. As a guard, BD was a problem, bro.
absolutely, absolutely. I
But
love.
I gotta go with a couple people, man. Um, of course Vince. I gotta go with Vince on there. I got Vince at my 3 right now. But if we're talking about just total package, you talking about in game and slam dunk contest, Vince number 1 for me. If we're talking about in game and slam dunk contest, Vince is number 1. Vince is number 1. I got him 3 right now because I don't think he's the best dunker of all time, in my opinion. But again, you talking about total package, man. Vince would catch a body, and he was creative in the slam dunk. He was creative in game. Vince was creative. Vince would do slam dunk contest dunks in the game. Like I think it was a game. I think it was a game in between. He split defense, and I think he did. I think he did a 180 dunk in between 2 defenders in the game. Like Vince was a problem, bro, as a dunker. Vince is a problem as a dunker. Vince still dunking right now. Vince probably in the over the 40 and over slam dunk contest somewhere.
Vince probably could do uh, a windmill off drop step right now,
Yep.
like effortless. Just this is my warm up. Oh yeah, let me take off these Tims too. Like I had seen him a couple of years ago. Like he just went up and just boom, just put it down like it was nothing. Still, I'm like, man, dude, like how you still doing that? It's almost like LeBron still being better than majority of the league.
Yep. Yep. That's what they were born to do.
At darn near 40 years old. Like that's kind of ridiculous. But
I'm gonna tell you real quick before you say anything. The one thing that stand out to me with Vince, I was like, man, problem when he caught Zoe. When he caught Zoe, he went up, playoff game, body D, cocked it back. Yeah. I said, oh my. Zoe, it's time for you to be in the front office, baby. It's time to go in the front office.
my favorite Vince Carter dunk is on Dikembe Mutombo. He when he goes baseline, because it felt like just when he was about to come down, he went up again. It was like weird. I was like, yo, how the world? But I don't have Vince on there because I knew you was gonna have Vince on there.
Okay.
Like, hey, both of us talking about the same people. So another guy that I had on here, and I know I didn't want to go with too many people from this era, just because a lot of them are still
Yeah, you can still say.
making a name for themselves. So I went with J.R. Smith, man. And
Hey, real quick before you say that about JR. A lot of people know 3-point shooting JR.
yeah, like y'all know Henny Jr. Y'all know mess up the last shot of the game 1 of the finals, JR. I know body snatching, Denver Nugget, New York Knicks 6-man of the year, JR. Like this dude was different athletically. His game never really evolved. He's just a street baller. He was always just a street baller. Like he was just extremely talented, man. But he could fly, and he could get creative in game. Man, I've seen him go baseline and windmill in traffic. Like J.R. Smith was just absolutely different as far as the dunking goes in game. I love watching J.R. Smith dunk.
Yeah, J.R. Smith was a problem as a dunker. But you got me going off list right now. You said I don't want to go with people who in this era, I'm like, dang, I'm about to cut both my people off my list because now I'm thinking about I'm Darius Miles. Darius Miles was a beast at dunking. You know what I mean? So I like Darius Miles, especially with the Clippers. Darius Miles, I think they ushered in an era of like fun dunk on you, Lob City basketball. I heard somebody say the other day that was the first Lob City. Corey Maggette, Lamar Odom, Darius Miles.
Corey Maggette.
They used to go there and catch bodies. So Darius Miles is one of the people that I'm thinking of right now that's not in this era who was a beast dunker. Darius Miles.
And now I'm gonna give you a guy. He's probably number 2 on my list when I just talk about my favorite dunkers of all time. I'm just giving you 5 guys that
right.
I love to watch in game dunk. And the last 2 are 2 guys that would be on my all-time dunkers. Shawn Kemp is one. Rain Man,
body snatcher.
like I just was watching a clip because I think his birthday was like sometime like the last couple of weeks, man. And I posted it on Facebook. Rain Man bodies was different. Like he would be ejected and probably banned for the league for some of the stuff that he would do after dunks today. Like he literally like he dunked on my man from the Warriors, bent down, pointed at him, like flagrant 2, get him out of here. Like Shawn Kemp would just catch bodies and bodies. Like Gary Payton be throwing oops from like 3/4 court, man, and Shawn Kemp just go and get that thing and just flush it. Rain Man could fly, and Rain Man is one of the most underrated power forwards of all time. I'm just going to give it 100.
I agree. I'm gonna give you T Mac, my guy. T Mac. A lot of people know T Mac. I mean, I know they know him as a dunker, nothing like that. He do got a slam dunk contest. But T Mac would catch bodies, bro. He would catch bodies, and he would throw stuff on like in game, throw it off the backboard, catch it, dunk it. Like he started that. T Mac, that's my number 1 dunker right now. I'm talking about not this era, but right now, T Mac is one of the ones that's underrated because we talk about his scoring prowess. T Mac would go up and catch a body and do some creative in game.
He has one of the most memorable playoff dunks of all time.
Shawn Bradley. When I think about
the Shawn Bradley dunk is one of the greatest playoff dunks of all time. So I'm with you on that. And T Mac is one of my 4 or 5 favorite players of all time. Like dude was if it wasn't for Kobe, he would have been the best player in the league for a while.
If it wasn't for injury,
if it wasn't for Kobe, he would have been clearly the best player in the NBA for a while.
Yep.
And then my number 1 guy is Neek. Like Dominique Wilkins, man. Again, kids, if you don't know who he is, man, Googling, YouTubing. Dominique Wilkins would do windmills, clutches, all kinds of stuff in traffic. And this was the era of I could assault you legally. And it was just going to be a common foul. And he didn't care. He's going to go down there with reckless abandon and he's going to dunk it. And Neek always dunked like he was trying to break the backboard. It felt like he wanted to break the backboard off every single dunk, man. And he would flush it hard. And it didn't matter. Left hand, right hand, 1 foot, 2 foot. It didn't matter. Neek could do it all, man. I love watching Dominique. I still watch Dominique highlights every now and again, just for fun.
Yeah, Neek was a pro. I'm named after him. I mean, if I know, but listen, all you gotta do is human highlight reel. Name says it all. Human highlight reel. He was a problem. I didn't really watch him in his prime. That's why I don't have him on here. But yeah, when you go back and look at the highlights, look at the things that he should do. Yeah, Neek was a problem. Neek was a problem.
Yeah,
in
Neek
game
was
and
robbed. Neek was robbed of another dunk contest. He beat MJ. I know y'all. I know a lot of MJ fans. I'm an MJ is the GOAT guy too, but MJ got some hometown cooking when he won the dunk contest. I think it was 88 or 89, one of them. I can't remember.
MJ.
But he got some he got some home cooking because Neek beat him.
I
So
think it was 88. It was the 88's name dunk contest. It's MJ though. It's MJ. Um, I'm trying to think. Should we? Let's stick basketball. Let's stick with the basketball. We're gonna talk about some of the serious stuff. We'll talk about some of the serious stuff later at the end. Awards. Mid-season awards. First half award. I'm gonna start rookie of the year. I think it's simple, but I don't think it's as simple as people think. I know a lot of people want to make it super simple, but LaMelo is who I have right now, slight edge over Tyrese Halliburton for the Kings. So LaMelo is my rookie of the year right there.
with you, it's hard to pick anybody else right now other than him. Tyrese is hooping. Tyrese been on the shelf for a little bit lately. You know what I mean? But what I think LaMelo has exceeded expectations, and I don't think the Hornets are even sniffing the playoffs without him.
I don't think so either.
So yeah, I'm with you with that one.
So my six man of the year, I think
Now
six man of
that
the year.
one is I
Huh?
think that was clear.
Yeah,
I don't even think that's a competition at this point.
it's simple. Jordan Clarkson.
Jordan Clarkson, yeah, I don't even think there's a competition for that right now.
I'm gonna tell you, I think there is a slight competition, but I think that because they're not winning, that is why I don't have Eric Gordon close because I think he giving you 18 a night. But Jordan Clarkson is giving you productive, meaningful, winning buckets. You know what I mean, so that's why I got Jordan Clarkson in there. Um, what else? Coach of the year. This one was tough for me. Coach of the year. Um, but I went with Monty. Monty Williams. They're number 2 seed in the West right now. I know they got Chris Paul, but I actually wanted to give him a co-coach of the year because Chris Paul is the coach too. But Monty Williams, number 2 seed in the West right now, got them balling. I think they'll stay there most of the year. So Monty Williams is who I got right now as my coach of the year.
For me, it's Doc. I think
That would have been biased if I said Doc.
I don't think so because that the Sixers team is looking like the Sixers team that we expected a couple of years ago. You know, there hasn't been a lot of personnel changes as far as roster is concerned. You know, they brought in some other guys, but it's been the guy on the sideline. You're getting the best Joel Embiid we've seen. We're getting glimpses of what Ben Simmons can be. I think we're seeing the most consistent Tobias Harris we've seen in a Sixers uniform. So the best record in the East right now. I know there's other guys that are just as deserving of the Coach of the Year award, but for me, it's Doc.
Been biased because with the rest of the awards that you're gonna see, that'll be like, oh, here he go. Here he go. You got Doc. And I'm gonna tell you, I even thought about Shake Milton as a 6 man. I ain't gonna lie to you. But most improved player. This one was tough because I think it's a lot of people that's deserving of most improved player of the year. But for me, I went Zach. Only reason I went Zach, I know he had a good year last year. I actually think he could have won it last year. I know Bi did this thing last year. But Zach, to me, I think he's become improving in a leadership role. I think he's improving in a leadership role as well. So he is. His game is improving. He's almost a 50-40-90 guy this year. His assists are up. His scoring is up. I know he's not going to get it, but I think Zach LaVine has shown leaps and bounds of improving. I think improving is more than just scoring, because I know that a lot of people give that award to the scorer, but I think improving is more than scoring. And I think Zach LaVine has shown that he's improved a lot. Like Zach LaVine before this year, like we could have got Zach LaVine without including Ben Simmons in the package. This year, you got to start including superstars in the packages for Zach LaVine now. And that's, I think, that shows the improvement that he made this year.
I'm with you. I've been torn. I've been torn on it. Like, on one hand, I definitely feel like Jeremy Grant, it needs to be in the conversation. He's probably going to be the front runner for the award. But I have another guy in mind, and I know that they haven't been playing well as of late, but I like Jaylen Brown.
I love it. Listen, I thought about Jaylen Brown too.
I like Jaylen Brown, man. I feel like I know that again the team is not having the success that they need to have, but I feel like his consistent play is the improvement that he needed to make sure that he is the guy for that team. That he solidified himself as being the second best player on that team, where it was question marks. Everybody thought it was going to be Jason and Kemba was going to be the 1-2 punch in Boston. Jaylen said, nah. You drafted me that high for a reason, man.
Mm-hmm.
Now get ready to show. And I feel like he's taking that leap. His numbers, it's not like his numbers are jumping off the page better, but you can see that his game is much better this year than it was last year.
I'm gonna tell you what's crazy about Jaylen Brown. When I think, again, we talk about not numbers. Same thing I said with Zach LaVine, numbers wise, right? He was drafted. Zach LaVine was drafted as a dunker. Now I think he shoots the three just as well as he dunks, right? Jaylen Brown was drafted as a defensive player and an athlete. Now he scores just as well as he plays defense.
Yep.
So that is improvement.
Yeah.
That's why I think he's definitely in the class. And I'm gonna tell you, between him and Zach, number one and two, one A, one B, maybe co. But I like it. One person I think that would have gotten it if he didn't get injured because they were trending. But when he got injured, they haven't won a game since he's been injured, I think. Or maybe they won one game since he's been injured. That's Christian Woods. Christian Woods went down. The Houston Rockets did not look the same.
Yeah, Christian Woods was definitely going to be the front runner for our most improved player until the injury happened. I'm with you on that.
That's why I can't get Jeremy Grant because Jeremy Grant team like the last the worst team in the second round. But listen, now he has improved, no doubt. His game has improved. They ain't losing because of him, but his team is losing. So that's why when I see most improved, I want people who are improve their game and also helping our team get better. So that's why I like that. I think comeback player of the year is super simple. It's Kevin Durant. Well, you know what? I don't know. I don't know because there's a guy in Golden State as well. Yeah, it's a guy in Golden State as well.
There's also a guy in Houston.
Yeah, it's a guy.
John Wall's having a really good. John Wall's quietly having a really, really good year, man. He's having a really good year. They're not winning, just like you said with Eric Gordon. They're not winning, but John Wall's having a really good year. So, but if we're gonna talk about comeback guys that didn't play last year or didn't play a lot last year when they came back, I don't think it's anybody but Steph. In my opinion, I know KD. I know KD's his numbers are going to be just as good. KD's got 2 all-stars on his team. Sorry, you know what I mean. Sorry, like Steph is literally carrying this team. You know, other guys are stepping up and they're doing their part, but he's doing majority of the heavy lifting. So I would definitely go with Steph, and that's not a homer if you say Steph, man.
All right, cool. Steph Curry. There you go. But all right, let's get to the to the juicy joint that people want to know about. Defensive player of the year to me, Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons. I know people want. I know it's not a homer pick, but I know because I'm a fan. Um, people want. I mean, it's not a biased pick. Ben Simmons to me is legit the best defender in the NBA. He guards 1 through 5. He'll guard Rudy Gobert, and he'll guard your best point guard. Listen, I haven't seen nobody do to Dame what I saw him do to Dame. I ain't seen nobody do to James Harden what I saw him do to James Harden. What I see him do to Luka. What I see him do to almost every other superstar in the NBA who is an offensive superstar. I haven't seen it. You don't see it. You don't see it in this era. In this era, you do not see guys lock up other superstar offensive players. You just don't see it. And I see Ben Simmons do it night in and night out. The guy who is hot, he takes that guy. Their shooting percentages. I mean, they might still get off like Donovan Mitchell. What he did to Donovan Mitchell the other day, he legit got Donovan Mitchell kicked out of the game because he frustrated Donovan Mitchell that much. Donovan Mitchell had 30, but took 32 shots. So Ben Simmons, man, defensive player of the year to me.
I agree with you. I don't think again. I thought he could have legitimately won it last year. If they gave it to him, I wouldn't have had no argument at all against it. So for him to come back this year, and again, this team is improving in every aspect, and one of the aspects is Ben Simmons defensively and what he's doing offensively as well. So for me, I love Ben. I love what he does defensively. I love the fact that he just the effort alone, night in and night out, knowing who you're gonna be seeing, because you're gonna see the best player of the other team every night. So for him to step up that on that end and bring it every night, kudos to Ben, man.
Yeah, I'm with you. Now MVP, he got it in his name. MVP. Joel Embiid. He MVP right now. And I know a lot of people say he's caught he's narrowed the gap with LeBron. To me, this year, from start to finish, the MVP has been Joel Embiid to lose. From start to finish, how he came out, how he's been playing, LeBron, not taking nothing away from LeBron. The MVP is the most valuable player to their team. And in the league, I think Joel Embiid has been that from start to finish. Most 40-point games this year, most 20-point halves this year. He leads the league in free throws, shoots 85%, 86% from the free throw line. He shoots 41%, 42% from the 3-point line, over 50% from the field. And he does it on both ends. Plays defense. Joel Embiid is the best player this year in the NBA.
I'm about to say something crazy. I'm about to say something absolutely. Most people are getting ready to be like, Dwayne, that's asinine. My MVP is James Harden.
Not asinine at all. Not asinine at all.
He came right in, and this looks like the Brooklyn Rockets. I'm being real. James Harden is probably the second best point guard in the NBA behind LeBron James. James Harden, again, I don't like his game. I will never like his game. I don't like his game, but the dude can hoop. I'm gonna give him his respect. What he does, he's making Brooklyn, in my opinion, he's making them the team to beat in the NBA. They would still be one of the teams to beat in the East without him, but he's making them almost that team to beat in the NBA. James Harden, I thought his numbers was going to take a step back. I didn't think he was going to be a 20, 25 because I didn't think Kyrie and KD, they were going to be the guys that was going to be doing majority of the scoring. But even when KD and Kyrie isn't playing, I was going to say the Rockets, the Nets still be winning because of James. Like James Harden, for me, I got him. I got him. I got him as the MVP so far in the first half. Man, for me, the race. I don't think LeBron's in the race no more. Sorry. I'm gonna. To me, I think it's between James and Joel. And since you said Joel, I said James.
I'm with you. I'm with you. A lot of people disqualify James because of what happened with Houston. James Harden a beast. Listen, James Harden lead the league in assists. Yes, 2 days ago or 2 games ago, that man had I think a 30-point triple double, 0 turnovers, first ever to do it in the history of NBA. James Harden a problem, bro. I've been saying it for years. He gets tired. He gets gassed later on in the season because he doesn't miss games. He plays a lot of minutes. His usage is high because he has to have it. Yeah, I mean, so I think his meltdowns in the playoffs, stuff like that, is because he's tired. He's gassed. Now you seeing it, man. Like he got other people on his level. He just, man, listen, I'm out here just having fun. Doing my thing. So I'm with you. James Harden is an MVP candidate. You know what I mean? So I'm not even knocking you on that. All right, let's get to something we don't talk about all year. Let's get to these college picks, Final Four picks. So of course I'm gonna have Michigan in there. What they just did to Michigan State. I know they lost to Illinois the other day. But Michigan, listen, Michigan, that's a nasty team right there. From the bigs to the guards to the bench play. I like Michigan as a complete team. So I got Michigan as a Final Four team. I have Villanova as a Final Four team. Even though they're missing the best player for the season, I still think that they're well coached. They're a well coached team, and I think that you in tournament, one of the coaches I can count against is that coach. So that's why I got them as a Final Four team. I got Illinois as a Final Four team. I think that they'll actually have the Player of the Year. I forget the boy's name. I can't pronounce his name, but I think that he'll be a Final Four team. And I want to go. I want to go. Dude, no. Duke Knight gonna get in there.
Yeah, I think they'll make a run in the ACC and get in. They'll make a run in the ACC tournament and get in. Coach K missing the tournament. I don't see that.
Yeah.
I don't see that.
People,
once you get in, anything can happen.
I'm gonna go Baylor. I'm gonna go Baylor as another one. I think I'm gonna put them in there because I just don't know if I can trust them. But I got Baylor. Baylor as another number.
I'm with you on them and the team that I'm getting ready to pick, and that's Gonzaga.
You pick Gonzaga in there?
Yeah, I'm putting Gonzaga in the Final Four. I'm gonna put Gonzaga in the Final Four. I think they have the right ingredients. They have enough young talent with enough experience. I'm not gonna say veteran, with enough experience that they're gonna finally get over that hump and potentially win a national championship. But I do think that they're gonna be good enough to get to the Final Four. Of course, I'm gonna pick Michigan. That's my squad, and we're having that type of year where we're gonna get on one line. So I'm gonna pick us, and this is where it's getting ready to get really, really interesting. I'm gonna stick with a Big 12 team, but I'm gonna go with West Virginia.
I wanted to put them over Baylor too. I did.
But Huggy, I think Huggy's gonna get over the hump too, man, and he's gonna get back to the Final Four this year. I like West Virginia. They're always gonna play defense when you talk about a Bob Huggins team. They're gonna play defense. So I got West Virginia. I said Michigan. I got Gonzaga, and my fourth team. I didn't want to go with another Big 12 team. I didn't. But I like Shaka and I like Texas.
Yes, I want to put them in there.
I do. I like Shaka and I like Texas. And I mean, I've seen them play a few times this year, and I just like what they have, you know. And I'm not sure. I'm not, again, we gotta wait for the brackets come out and see the seed and then where everybody get placed and all of that. Yada 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 yada. But I think Texas is battle tested. They played a lot of good teams all year, so I think they're gonna be ready to make a run. And I think with Shaka Smart's defense, they can make that run. So Texas, Michigan, Gonzaga, and West Virginia. Is my
See,
five.
my thing, I got nervous. I was gonna pick, I was gonna pick Texas, Illinois, Michigan, and who else did I put in there?
Nova.
Oh, and Villanova. But I was like, man, I don't. Can you leave Baylor and Gonzaga out? Can you?
Yeah. like, like the one thing about Gonzaga every year is I don't feel like they get tested enough after January because once conference play starts, every they might have San Francisco might be good for a little bit. St. Mary's might be good, but for the most part, they just run through that conference. And then they run through the conference tournament. And then they're gonna get a 1 or 2 seed. And then they're not gonna play nobody in the first round. They're not gonna play nobody in the second round. And then they get to the Sweet 16 and it's like, oh,
Oh, we got real
I
talent
gotta
over
turn it up. I gotta turn it up a little bit. And they can't turn it on. So I just think that, but I think this year the the young guy, the point guard,
here. Jalen.
he is just built different. Like a lot of these young guys are. Some of them are just built different, and I don't think he will allow them to get complacent this year, and they're gonna make that run.
He is why I wanted to put him in there because I think he is different. He's a different type of point guard that they've had ever. So I'm with you. I just got to see it with them. All right, now sticking college. Let's get to these Greg McDermott comments.
Uh,
So I know they was talking about he didn't have a history of this, and he had it, but he used the word plantation twice, 2 times plantation. He's a white coach, and for the most part, let's be real. Um, Creighton is not full of a lot of black players. I mean, they have some black players on the team, but it's not typically a historically black team. Um, but even still, um, there's no place in the game to use those type of words. You know what I mean? Especially in the world that we're moving in the world that we're coming out of, the social justice movement, we got activism. It's like we've seen this. We are seeing this a lot more. A lot of people are coming out and saying more um, racially um, charged comments, stuff like that. Um, and it's just not okay. I mean, it's not okay. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it's said to, and I don't care um, when it's said. It's just not okay to say stuff like this. You know what I mean? To say um, plantation or slavery or you know what I mean, shut up, like any of that stuff that they say now that is geared to racism. It's just not cool. You know what I mean? And I know they suspended them or whatnot. You know what I mean? But I think that like he was talking about like resigning, but my player said they don't want me to resign, stuff like that. Um, I think he should have been there should have been a swifter penalty and there should have been a harder penalty.
if as a I coach basketball. All right. So I understood the premise of the comment. You know what I mean? Let's stick together. Let's make sure that we are all on the same page. There's just so many different other ways that he could have conveyed that message and not used the words that he used. Plantation was unnecessary to get that message across. Which is why I'm like, how many other times have you said that? And where in years past, nobody would have cared. Like probably some of the kids in there, even some of his coaching staff would have probably felt uncomfortable, but nothing would have happened. Nothing would have happened. It wouldn't have been news and all of that. So this is just another reminder. When you're in certain positions, you can't use certain language. You can't. I don't even care what the environment is. We've heard people who have their private telephone conversations recorded. That's why that's why was it Steve Ballmer became the owner of the Clippers.
Yep.
So you have to be careful of the language that you use. And I know people always say, everybody needs to stop being so insensitive and grow tougher skin and everything like that. Well, did you ever think that maybe we had, but we're just tired of it? Like, people always be like, y'all need to get tougher. Maybe I was tougher for the last 25, 30 years of my life, and I'm kind of sick and tired
of
the jokes and the references of different things. Maybe I'm just tired of it. I've had tough skin for a long time, and now you know what? I'm tired of having tough skin. Maybe if black people start using violence when they get angry, people will start taking him a little bit more serious. Like, what if one of his players was like, "What you say, coach?" and then punched him in the mouth? Then it would have been the player that would have been the bad person. But because everybody acts civil, even though they felt disrespected, now everybody wants to look at the person that said it and is like, it wasn't that big of a deal. No, it might not have been that big of a deal 20, 30 years ago, but now it's a big of a deal. Times have changed. You have to adjust to it. There was a point in time where you or I could be walking down the street and a white man could say, "Hey, nigger, get out of the way."
Yeah.
That was acceptable language. Now it's not acceptable. Now it's not acceptable to use any type of racial innuendos at any time. Get over it. Get over it. He's not comedian, he's telling a joke. I ain't got no problem with that. That's entertainment. Go ahead, go for it. You know what I mean? Make a joke. He's a basketball coach trying to get guys to come together on the same page. And he used a word that is probably going to be a little bit more divisive than it is going to bring unity. So he has to be conscious of that, and he has to understand who he is. Suspending, I personally think he should be done for the year. I don't think he should be fired, but hey, take the rest of the year off.
Yeah.
See you next season, coach.
I agree. I'm with you. I'm gonna throw this one out there because it came, and I want to talk to you about it when it happened. And it's not on our topic, but Lloyd Pierce got fired 2 years in. Luke Walton talking about his job is safe. I just don't. I mean, I get it. I understand. I'm not saying I understand it, but I know what's happening. It's just, at what point do we grow? You know what I mean? At what point do is there gonna be growth? Because even like with Stan Van Gundy and who he took over from? For
I can see his face right now from the Pelicans. I can see his face. Why can I not think of his name right now? And I'm getting mad with myself. I can see his face, man. Alvin Gentry.
The team look the same. Still not playing defense.
I don't think they look the same. I think they look worse. Personally.
Like Lloyd Pierce. The team's actually better than last year. But now the only thing with Lloyd Pierce is they got Nate McMillan who stepped in for Lloyd Pierce. But still, why does Luke Walton still have a job? And Lloyd Pierce is out after 2 seasons.
Why does Luke Walton still have a job? Period. Like I felt like he ran the Lakers into the ground. And then he immediately got the job with the Kings. And I'm like, they're not getting better. They were supposed to be making the leap towards contending for a playoff spot, and they're not. So I'm not sure. And with Luke, I think it's his name. Kind of, and I'm gonna be real with you. I believe that Stan Van Gundy gets jobs because of his name.
Yeah.
You know, just being completely honest with you. So, and I don't think that there's other guys. There's definitely other guys out there that can do exactly what they're doing.
I
Like
agree.
a lot of coaches can coach and lose. Who can't do that?
They took over for Dave Yeager. I think Dave Yeager had the Kings at a better spot than Luke Walton did right now. So
So I'm with you. The whole, but the Falcon, I mean, the Hawks. I don't know what the problem is down there. To be honest with you, I really don't. I mean, John Collins, in my opinion, he's inconsistent. Trey is Trey. Like you get what you get from him. He's gonna hoop. He's gonna give you everything he's got. There's been, in my opinion, management has made questionable decisions, and he's put. I don't think I don't. I at first glance, you look at the roster, you're like, man, it's a pretty good roster, but it's a pretty good roster based on guys' games getting to a certain level, like Cam Reddish game getting to a certain level. Kevin
Heard.
however you pronounce it, him getting his game to a certain level. DeAndre Hunter getting his game to a certain level. If those guys are getting their games to a certain level, I don't care who's coaching. I don't care who's coaching, and especially a guy he's only been there 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, like he's working on getting those guys game to a certain level. I don't get why we fire coaches too soon, and then they don't fire coaches soon enough. They hold on to them too long. It's a weird medium in sports where that happens way too often. But I thought firing him that soon was ridiculous.
Yeah,
I don't think it was his fault of what's going on in Atlanta.
I agree. All right, y'all. It's our show. Final thoughts. You said something to me. Said something that sparked interest. When you said like tough skin, have tough skin, and that made me think of um when you have tough skin or constantly have tough skin. That's when you have mental problems. Because I'm holding everything in and I'm allowing you to continue to abuse me. So mentally, it's taking a toll on me mentally. I'm not saying that you lash out about everything, but if something offends me, I should say it offends me as opposed to holding on to it. And then something else offends me, then I'm holding on to that. And now I'm having mental breakdowns, and now I'm fearful, and now I'm depressed, and now I'm all these things. My final thought um, is that um, if something offends you or if something bothers you, let it out. Don't hold it in. I don't care if people say that you're insensitive or stuff like that. Like Biv said, we can get to a point where we're just tired and then we have those breakdowns. You know what I mean? When you find yourself at that point where you're getting tired, stuff like that, don't keep holding stuff in. Let it out. Let somebody know what's going on. Let people know that they offended you. You ain't got to lash out about anything like that. I think when you hold stuff in, that's when we see lash outs because we've been holding it in for so long. Like when we see the riots stuff like that, it's because we've been holding things in for so long. We need to start letting things out. Take care of yourself mentally. Um, it's just a must, especially nowadays in today's age. So that's my final thought. Let it out. Take care of yourself mentally.
My final thought is on several states now trying to lift restrictions on masks and different things like that. I'm done arguing with people. If you don't want to wear a mask now, you know what? Don't wear a mask. Go ahead. Go ahead. Do your thing. I'm not arguing with people. It's been over a year. And if you still think it's a hoax, if you still think that the masks don't work, then that's on you. But don't get mad when other people are wearing a mask and they want to follow protocols and different things like that. Keep it cordial, but at the same time, people that are wearing masks, don't handle these people that's not wearing a mask. That's their prerogative, it's their freedom, it's their right to not want to wear a mask. Let them do them. My only thing is, I just hope everybody stays safe. That's it.
That's it.
Everybody stay safe. But if you don't want to wear a mask, don't wear a mask. Nobody, no, just be done with it. But don't be mad when people don't want to give you service.
Like I said, don't come near me with no mask.
When the stores tell you you can't come in because you don't have a mask, they don't have to give you service. So don't get mad because you don't want to wear the mask. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm with you. All right, y'all. That's our show for the day. Y'all know what it is. If y'all like our show, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Follow us on our YouTube page. Listen to on the podcast. Um, our link tree again is in the bio. But that's our show again for the day. Until next time, y'all.
Oh,
I'll let y'all. Oh,
join us Wednesday. Wednesday, 7 o'clock. We are gonna have Sean Williams from Seafood Elite Youth Football. He's gonna come on. He's gonna tell us about the things that they got going on. They are offering free football and cheer for 2021. So if you are interested, you're in the Sussex County area, Kent County area. If you want to play, get your child in playing free youth football. He is the man to reach out to. He's going to be with us on Wednesday at 7 p.m. So check us out.
make sure y'all dial in, y'all. Make sure y'all dial in. But again, till next time, y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Speak on.
Peace.